Good morning, everybody. How are you doing today? How's it going out there in the world? Back creation organization? How are y'all doing tomorrow? How are people feeling? People feeling awake? People feeling alive? Everyone doing good? Feeling like you just wanna be like, I feel good today? So it's a weird feeling, but it's a good feeling. Announcement. Hi, I am Stream Guy, and I make a video. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. My name is StrimTom, and today we are going to look at video. No. Character. I think I'm going to reincarnate one of my alts. Before I do that, I need something special. And you know what I need? Tokens. I need tokens of the 12. So we're going to get some tokens of the 12 for reincarnating a character. So 20 to 30. LOD token farm 3 XP. These past tokens. This is how I like to do it. I just open up a token farm. And then I let people join in if they want. And then that way you kind of like, you get to, people get some free XP, I get some free tokens, it's all good. Now the build that I want to play is a Tiefling using Flameblade. But I can't play Tiefling using Flameblade because Tiefling using Flameblade would involve me having to play Druid. And you can't multi-class as Druid. Because then you lose cash levels and your spell gets way worse. And that's one of the biggest problems, is that Druid is like the shittiest melee ever. Like if you're an animal form, Druid is a good melee. That's a good melee. You're like, that's a good melee. You pass me a little bit more of that melee, it feels really good. I want to play some Druid melee. You got the bear, you got the wolf, great. But if I have a bear and a wolf, I can't show off these cool flaming sword weapon dealies that I'll have. And that just sucks. A good portion of playing this video game is also just straight showing off. And so we fix this problem by playing something else. Now I'm thinking maybe Cleric would work. I'm thinking maybe a Ranger. I'm thinking maybe a hybrid. I don't know. I kind of like the idea, or maybe even a wisdom-based paladin of the Undying Court. I don't know. Also, good morning, everybody. Are there any Alch melee builds? No. Quarterstaff and single weapon fighting are fine, but they're not the best. Also, thank you for the hydrate. I gotta put water in my cup so I can hydrate. Cheers. I don't know. I need a druid level. Oh yeah, good morning. I want to do Flameblade next, but I can't do it yet. 10 out of 10. Yeah, well, alchemists scale really well with simple weapons, so whatever simple weapon it is, it works. Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly farm out, I don't know how many of these. Yeah, Flameblade as the conjure swords. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, congrats, dude. You're there. But yeah, the plan is to use Flameblade, like the conjured weapon from Druid. So the conjured weapon Flameblade now scales with a bunch of stuff. Does anybody know if the past life Druid Flameblade scales with caster levels from Epic Destinies? Like the spell certainly does. I just don't know if the past life does. As far as you remember, the blades sucked? Oh man, you must have played a really bad build then. The blades are sick. At level 10, they get Super Vorpal, which is like regular Vorpal, except it hits all targets, regardless of hit points. And you can really easily scale and solo your way through everything with those blades, because of how much damage they do. It's ridiculous.
As the path leads down, it begins to look more like a dark and sinister temple.
They scale great. The problem with those blades is that they're short swords, and short swords just aren't the best. They're not the best weapons. But scimitars, they're not
A
bad.
dank chill pervades
And
the
flame blades, well, you know, sorry, I meant to say shadow blades. Shadow blades are short swords. They're not. Short sword's not the best weapon. The scimitars are pretty good. I don't know how to make them. I just don't know how to make them work for me. Maybe the answer is be barbarian, wisdom-based barbarian, frenzied berserker. Get that extra crit.
No, you will stay.
Looks like frenzied berserker would work. War domain cleric could work. Ranger could work. Like a tempest. The problem is because it's flame blade, you need to be able to break fire immunity, and you can't. You also can't enchant your weapon. I do not know if Holy Sword counts as the type of weapon enchant that screws with Flame Blade. I have no idea. So, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, but my idea is to make a Flame Blade character. At least one. I might make 2 Flame Blade characters, but I'm currently planning on making 1 Flame Blade character and seeing how it goes. But I need a Druid Past Life to do that, which means I need to get a Druid Past Life on an alt, which means I have to do a Druid Life. So my next life that I'm planning on building is a Druid. And I was like, okay, well, I need a Druid Life. So what exactly am I going to do? And I was thinking about it, and usually I just do Wolf, because Wolf is like the straight-up best character in the whole game. I love Wolf Druid, it's so fun. You're so fast, and the abilities are so freaking cool. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And then I realized, wait a minute, hold the phone. Instead of playing like a regular Wolf Druid melee, which is what I do, why don't I try that, like, barbarian thing, where you get all the crit multi and the threat range and all that? So I think I'm going to try a 14 Druid, 6 Barbarian, or possibly 14 Druid, 6 Barbarian, 1 or 13 Druid, 6 Barbarian, 1 something else, with the express purpose of using Falchion, getting +2 threat range from Barbarian, and +1 threat range from Wolf Druid, and smashing people, and going all strength, which could work. Wait, what level is Regenerate? What level spell is that? Druid spells. DDO. Is that an 8th level spell? Regenerate is a 7th level spell. Sick. I only needed 13 levels of Druid then. Because 14 levels doesn't matter. Which means, like, yeah. Yeah, I might as well get, like, Divine Might. Oh, Divine Will. So that means if I make a multi-class character with the Flame Blade build, it should include 1 level of Favored Soul for Divine Will. And so should this build. So it should be 13 Druid, 1 Favored Soul, Barbarian. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that seems good. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna ransack this quest. Just real quick. Getting tokens. Because it really doesn't take that long to run. It's 5 minutes. And then just get some tokens. Yeah. Are you passing your tokens or are you keeping your tokens? Oh, they're passed! Beautiful. I'm probably gonna do this a few times on this character. Like ransack and then wait, and then ransack it again. A good way to collect up your tokens. Because you can get them while leveling for sure. And I do get my tokens while leveling for sure. But this quest is just so fast and easy. Oh, I forgot you have to get it. Ugh. Yeah, but Wiz King takes slightly longer. And I need to have a coordinated group. Because, like, I don't have to go farm out all 3 towers. That's the problem. Need a few more you can pass after. I'm going to ransack it. So I don't know how many more runs. But probably like 7. Depends on if you're turning in for, yeah, CAF. Yeah. There, I'm itchy on my face. Yeah, so I only need 7th level spells. That's not a bad idea. And yeah, if you're playing a Wisdom build, you definitely need Divine Will. That just makes sense.
An irritated scowl on his face.
Stay near me.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, no worries. I'm good. I just have the group open. If you're on Argonessen and you're like, you want free XP, there's XP right here. Yeah, whatever. It's a free token farm. Anyone can jump in. Already run Bargain of Blood. I don't like running Bargain of Blood. Also, hey Starry, how you doing? I don't like running Bargain of Blood, and the reason I don't like running it is because people literally get lost every time. So when I help it go to open people to farm it, people on Epic Elite get murdered all the time, and then they get lost somewhere in the quest, and you have to go help them out. So it's a shorter quest, but then it's not like linear. Like this is just linear. You know, I'm just running through this quest. Anyone can join. It's really easy to follow. But people get lost in Bargain of Blood, and then it takes more time to go through it. You know what I mean? And I don't want to deal with that problem. That's why I'm just doing this.
The novice who accompanied Noman lies
Like anybody can join in Lords of Dust and just run straight through. All the monsters are dead. Everything is clear. Or I could do Bargain of Blood and have to clear all the monsters, which is going to take the same amount of time as just doing this. Wait, she made a reflex save? What on earth? Yeah, exactly. 100%. I just, again, I don't want to have a situation where people don't know what they're doing and then they get straight murdered by everything.
Unless like an empty warehouse.
Physical resistance rating. You're solo with an opener.
A
Bargain is
dank
ideal.
chill pervades the lower level.
Yeah, exactly.
The clink and creak of hardened steel echo
Again, I have no issues with Bargain of Blood. I'm just specifically running this so I can get more,
whispers up from somewhere below.
you know, make it easier for other people to just join in randomly.
And the Inquisitor himself replies,
This is a straight line. Can't go wrong with a straight line.
Such thing. The Silver Flame has caused enough trouble. Soon nothing I can say will throw them off the scent. No.
But yeah, so I think 6 Barbarian, 1 Favored Soul, 13 Druid is what I'm going to run. I'm going to get a character up to level cap. I'm going to get a Druid past life. Then I'm going to take that character with the Druid past life and
"In the center of this
shove him into a
what
turn him into some type of build using Flame Blade. The exact method of which I'm going to be managing and using the Flame Blade, I do not know yet. Yeah, I see that. You got 1,012 life. That's good. Oh, I didn't see your question in chat. What did you type? You think Free the Wild would make me do more damage than Divine Crusader? Yeah, 100%. Divine Crusader is it's not about damage. One of the biggest problems with Divine Crusader is it would work if Double Strike was not Double Strike. If Double Strike was multi-strike, then Divine Crusader would be sick, because the Capstone ability gives you 50 Double Strike and 50 melee power, and you can pop that all the time. The problem is, you don't need 50 Double Strike, because gearing, you're probably closer to 100%. Like, you should be gearing a minimum of 70% upwards to 100%.
Inquisitor
So yeah.
stands next
And
to a
then if you use the
strange-looking dragon
Capstone ability of Divine
facing
Crusader,
finishing
which
some
is
elaborate
this thing right here,
unholy
Zeal of the Righteous, which gives you 50 stacks of Double Strike, well, unfortunately, you're hitting over the cap, so that really sucks. If Zeal of the Righteous if Double Strike was not Double Strike but Multi Strike, where it could go over 100%, just like Double Shot, then it would be fine. And Divine Crusader would be competitive for damage. Flame Blade is accessible only from Druid spells or from the Past Life feat. So if you have a Past Life of Druid, then you can... if you have a Past Life of Druid, then you are able to take the feat at level 3 for Flame Blade. Yeah, you'd be losing Charisma for sure, but then you gain the ability to literally instantly kill any monster in the entire game. Because you press Adrenaline and you hit somebody for 50,000 damage. Yeah, so that's when, again, it's one of those scenarios where, like, yeah, Divine Crusader's cool, but again, if you are, smashing... Oh, tokens, yeah. Tokens, pass your tokens. Beautiful. More. I'm just rain stacking on this character. But yeah, the main issue is, yeah, you lose a little bit of charisma, and you lose maybe some melee power, but you don't even lose melee power, because you get 25 out of, or no, you get even more than 25. Divine Crusader gives you 3 melee power per level, so this is 18, and then I believe you get 3 for 21, in 24 here, and I think that's it. You get 24 melee power. And Primal, or not Primal, Fury of the Wild literally has an ability right here, which is 25 melee power, and then you also get melee power for every point in the 6 melee power for every core. So this is 30 plus 25, so you get 55 melee power from Fury of the Wild. So you're already getting like more. So you're losing melee power already from playing in Divine Crusader.
Inquisitor Noman waits for you near the entrance.
Brian,
An
Brian,
irritated scowl
Pika,
on
Pika.
his
No,
face.
this-
Oh, Pika, Brian. Pika. When Draconic Incarnation Magicians don't stack? Yeah, they're different effects. They do stack.
Pika.
Pika. You gotta use an E. You gotta Pika. Like P-E-K-A? We'll do Pika. But Pika doesn't work. Because he says Pika. Or you might say Pieka. So I don't know about Brian. Although Brian is a much better way for him to express himself. It's like literally like having a Pikachu sidekick. Also, thank you for the bits.
Pika.
Yay, there you go. The problem is then it's slow. Because you can't be like Pika, because he doesn't say Pika, he says Pika.
The novice who accompanied Noman lies on the ground.
Yeah,
in
that's
a
definitely a
hole.
tough challenge. Yep. So that's kind of the idea.
Leads down.
Good morning, young man. Good morning. That's the idea. Is I want to have the Flameblade character. There's a lot of problems with Flameblade character. Like I said, the biggest problem is dealing with Flameblade immunity.
Chill pervades.
It's hard to overcome. Lots of monsters are fire immune in this game, and so the answer in the interim is instead to use favorites, or not favorite soul, to use Tiefling to overcome the fire immunity. Someday, I do wish to play a Druid build, which will be a either a pure Druid or a small multiclass with 17 levels of Druid, so you can use Body of the Sun to overcome fire immunity on monsters. That would be ideal. Body of the Sun would let you just overcome all fire immunity.
In the center of this room stands a blood-stained altar. What absurd acts have been performed there?
Fire Alchemist with you to every quest. Nah, the plan is to play as a Tiefling. Tiefling. Yeah, Fire Alchemist could work, though. Just be like, hey, Alchemy, come with me. Also, for those of you that aren't aware, today is the opening of Path of Exile Ritual League. There was a big post by Christ Wilson from Grinding Gear Games on the Path of Exile Reddit, and he talked about how the development process of this league went. And basically, this league was Ritual League was supposed to release basically in December, but they didn't release because of Cyberpunk. They delayed because they didn't want their game to get annihilated by Cyberpunk. Anyway, joke's on them. Cyberpunk then it ended up getting delayed, and we got an extra month of Heist plus also other stuff and other events. So what they decided to do instead is, you talked about how since they ended up doing the delay, the extra month of QA and development, especially during the time where they are kind of struggling to get the staff, people are working from home, things are hard right now, whatever. They said it was like actually an amazing help to have that extra time, and that this is probably going to be the smoothest and best League launches ever. Now, that may be true. I'm still not going to be playing Path of Exile today, but I will be looking at some of it. I still haven't read over the patch notes, so I don't even know what type of character I would make. Last night I was pretty busy doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's hard to find exactly all of the time to do that. But at some point, I would love to become like some of you and become very engaged with them brand fangled new Path of Exile League that they got going on over there. Gotcha. Heal. Yep. Big patch leak usually just annoys. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. When the game doesn't work, that's where I run into problems. Where it'll be like, oh, a league boss won't spawn or something gets stuck or whatever it is. Cool. Oh, the tokens of the 12. I feel rich. I'm a rich man. Wait, you're immune to my heals? Did you take improved fortification? Oh, no, you didn't. Okay. I can still heal you. I was like, wait, what the heck? Dare League after playing day 1. Yeah, Heist League had a lot of problems. I will say, I don't push as hard in Path of Exile. So on Heist League, I spent almost the entire first day just doing heists and playing on hardcore, which is not the smartest decision. Okay, I get that. But also, I don't know. I didn't run into too many bugs. It was mostly that the heist monsters in particular were murderous. There were some packs of there that were insane. Also, it just occurred to me that this is the first Snow Peaks mob that I've seen so far today. In 3 full quests. That seems unlucky. Unless something changed, but that feels kind of unlucky. I've heard some people talk rumblings about they've already made changes to the Snow Peaks drop rates and stuff. Although I don't know how accurate that is. Now, the hardest part about today is going to be going through my reincarnation cache and getting all the crap out of it.
The novice who accompanied Noman lies on the ground in the hallway ahead.
Oop. So, like, yeah, I understand the frustration of trying to play a league on day 1. It's not the smartest idea in Path of Exile, because it's fun, because you get to try out something, but yeah.
As the path leads down, it begins to look more like a dark and sinister temple, and less like an empty warehouse.
And I think that it is, you know, I don't know. Emptying your TR cache is sometimes a challenge if you're like me, and you've kind of left it for a very long time on one of your characters. My rogue that I have is like my melee character and has pretty much every endgame weapon. Because I've made it a goal to try to collect all of them, so if I reincarnate into something, I can always do it. It's supposed to be like exclusively a melee character, which is fun.
No, you will stay here
But
and see that no one
doesn't really solve the problem.
I will go below and assist our guests.
I also don't know if I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna regular level it. I don't think I need to use any XP. Ugh, God, look down, computer game. Why do I always shatter these? Whatever. Did I get knocked down? Rats. So yeah, so we'll see exactly how that goes. Well, anybody got any fun plans for the weekend? Ha 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 ha. JK, I know there's no real fun plans. Maybe hang out, play some video games, you know. It's really my plan. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna work on my Alchemist video. I'm gonna have that out soon, so you guys can check out some Alchemist stuff. Then I have another more specifically just YouTube video that I want to put out that might be kind of funny. 10 to 7 on Saturday. 10 in the morning until 7 p.m. on Saturday. Work overnight on Saturday. Or wait, Warhawk, do you work during the day or during the night? So 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Because that's a very, very different amount of time. Day, okay. Yeah. Because I don't know how we doing. The young man is able to successfully, you know, work so many evenings. It is mind-boggling, boogling as it is, if you will.
Shall we continue? Now,
I mean, I've worked night times before.
give to the glory of our cause.
Is Gypsy here? Oh, yeah, he is.
Stand aside.
Take naps and turn the alarms way loud. Was it like that episode of The Simpsons where, like, Homer falls asleep and there's, like, a lab critical? It's like everyone in the plant is asleep. And then there's, like, some critical alert, and this dog wakes up and goes and just pulls a lever. And it's like, you know, reactor meltdown averted. Good boy. I gotta say, I do enjoy healing people for thousands. Just seeing the big ass numbers like go through. Yeah. I don't remember what episode that's from, but it's an old one. Because everyone's asleep. Like Burns is asleep. Everyone else in the everyone else in the plant is asleep. Oh shit! All inventory slots are full. How did this happen? Thank you. Thank you. Let us sell quick. Oh. Not done anymore. Way too many safeties. Like new reactor. Like in the cartoon, The Simpsons, or in real life. I'm pretty sure any reactor can have some type of meltdown. Isn't that what happened in like Japan? Yeah. They had like a big tsunami or whatever, or an earthquake, and then it caused all this, and then they had to like evacuate. Yeah. I remember this happening in Japan several years ago. Yeah. It's not a common occurrence. It just is an occurrence that could happen. Go. Oh, I got the Talos Ulamares. I forgot about this. No, I actually want that. Shh. When you forget that you haven't sold in like 2 hours. 2011? Yeah. I remember that was like a big deal because reactor meltdowns are no joke. Yeah, I would have no idea how to deal with that. That is such an insane problem. There was
Novice, come with me.
Yeah. As somebody who's not a nuclear engineer, go home. Oh yeah, just in case of nuclear meltdown, go home. Absolutely. Well, it still reminds me. So, I used to work at this place, and we needed health and safety training or whatever. And I wanted to gauge. There were definitely some people that were in the work environment. Some of my staff that were like not super up to task with when it comes to like health and safety. And later Warhawk, I didn't respond in chat because I was busy running through the thing. But thank you for your assistance, and I hope you have a wonderful time in class. But yeah, so you know, we need to check out health and safety, and so I was supposed to find out if everybody was verified, you know, first aid certified. So I go up to one of my staff members and I said, hey, all right, so imagine a situation in which you're here and then somebody gets injured. Like, so they're very injured and they need medical assistance. What would you do? And the guy kind of looks at me, and he kind of holds his chin for a second. He looks down, and he looks back and he says, well, sir, I would go into the bathroom, lock the door, and wait until the situation was resolved. I'm like, well, I mean, if you don't know what to do, you don't know what to do. I just thought it was so funny. It was the way he delivered it. He's like, well, sir, I would go into the bathroom, I would lock the door, and wait until the situation was resolved. You mean until the guy is dead? Doesn't matter. Wait until the situation is resolved. A functional adult? Yeah, 100%. Most people avoid any type of conflict or difficult situation where it's like, oh, this thing is happening? Oh, okay, cool. Well, I don't want to deal with this because I don't know how to deal with this. So yeah, I thought it was great. But at which point then first aid training definitely needed to take place. But it was a very funny answer.
Sir Noman stands next to a strangely confident-looking drow.
We never had anybody get injured on the workplace.
Some elaborate and
Did we?
What? Surprised I am not who you thought I was. I should have killed
No, I don't think
you
anyone
on
got
the
injured
spot.
in the workplace.
This is nothing, my friend. A nuisance. The
I almost
ritual
injured a
is
truck driver.
underway, and the silver flame is powerless to stop it. So
Almost. I came so close. Oh man.
shall we continue?
There was a situation where I definitely wanted to injure a truck driver.
Give
Holy moly.
yourselves, my children. Give to the glory of
Because he was delivering something, and he didn't. What he should have done was nothing, because he didn't like the loading dock, and he was like, well, I cannot deliver this thing because this loading dock is not good. And I was like, no, that's okay. I will do it. I will unload this truck because it's not my job, but I can do it and you cannot. So I am doing the unloading of this truck. And this guy decides I'm going to unload this truck too. And then, because he sees me do it really confidently, but he doesn't do it the same way that I do it, and he ends up flipping an entire skid of paint onto the floor. Which, for as a point of reference, is probably like, I don't know, 100 gallons of paint that then hit the floor, and everything flipped over, and everything exploded. And it was an absolute nightmare. And it was completely unnecessary. And very upsetting. And then I had to deal with the problem of like, and I was already agitated by this, and I was like, get the heck away from this, you young man. You go away. And then I was like, you walk away. Don't even get close to this. And then, because this guy knows, he's like, oh no, I'm going to be in trouble. So what does he do? Gets on the phone with dispatch. Yeah, there's this thing, something happened. Don't know what, but there was a spill and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not having any of this. I go right up to that guy, literally grab the phone, and I was like, no, this guy, I said, don't touch anything. He started to unload stuff and spilled like 100 gallons on my floor that I now have to clean up and get rid of and fix all this problem. I'm like, that's not what happened. I was so mad. I was like, I'm not dealing with this problem. I'm not going to let this guy just be like, oh yeah, I don't know what happened. And then, then some dispatching company doesn't want to pay for something. No. It was insanity. I get wanting to weasel out of something, but like, no. I get it. We all want to weasel out of stuff. Oh. Did you get them all? Their souls are cleansed. You returned to the grocery store and had the same thing happen with a pallet of milk. Exactly. Oh man. Because when you have like one of those, like a pump truck or whatever, one of the little, you move skids around, and depending on your loading dock, if it catches on anything, the whole thing flips because it's not, they usually stack these skids like tall, so there's so much weight on the top that it can easily flip. Yeah, exactly. What I did is I literally screamed at this guy. I was like, get the hell away, as I had to deal with this problem. Because, like, here's the thing. When you think about a large quantity of liquid, doesn't matter what kind of liquid it is. Just imagine a large quantity of liquid. Immediately, you're going to think of, like, a pool, a bowl, like a big jug, a case of beer, I don't know, a big vat. That's what you think of when you think about that liquid. Now imagine that liquid is now on a horizontal flat surface called the floor. It goes everywhere really fast. Oh man, it was such a problem. I couldn't even imagine milk. When I used to work in a grocery store, that was one of the things I hated, was every time it was like, oh, delivery day, we got the milk and stuff in. And I didn't work in the grocery. I was always working in like cash and what have you. But you'd go into like the coolers and stuff, and the milk coolers, and man, the milk coolers smelled atrocious because people would just like spill you know, you drop a gallon of milk on the ground or whatever, or a liter of milk, explodes, somebody mops it up, but they don't get all of it in every crevice, and man, that stuff goes bad, and that stuff smells bad, and it lasts forever because it's in the concrete. Yeah, it was a fun experience, let's just say that. I was very unhappy with what happened that day. But I had 0% patience for this guy who was like, yeah, I don't know what happened on the phone. I was like, excuse me, you don't know what happened? Well, then let me fill in your dispatcher so I can make sure this is all cool. You hit walls all the time? Oh, yeah. Yeah, welcome. Get some free exp. Yeah, welcome. Get some free XP. Hit the wrong key. This sheet, then epoxy floor. Not setting? Dude, that was so funny. That was so funny. It was one of those scenarios where there's literally nothing I can do, and the situation is absolutely hilarious. Like 50 grand to fix it. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how you could afford a loss like that.
Surprised I am not who you thought I was.
So yeah, don't spill stuff on the floor. Don't spill liquids on the ground if you can. But if it happens, it's usually not a big deal. Don't cry over spilled milk, because you know, a single cup of coffee hitting the ground, a single glass of milk, you go, oh no, and you quickly get a warm sponge, and you wipe up everything and whatever. It's fine. No big deal. Spill small quantities of liquids. But if the quantity of liquid is so large that you can't imagine what it would look like spilled on the floor, don't spill it. That amount of liquid is too large. Did this guy make his save against my friggin' color spray? Fill a whole bottle of syrup? Oh no. Dude, at least it's not like a gallon of syrup. Don't spill a 55-gallon drum of syrup. You made us save against that too? What is this madness? Oh, with spilling shit? Yeah. Yeah, some people are just careless. They don't pay enough attention. Was doing shit in his cup? That's funny. Spilled blood bag? It's surprisingly high up the wall. Oh yeah. Well, it splatters, right? Well, yeah. Some observers react dramatically. The blood! It's everywhere! Oh! I've been running like loads of dust for 30 minutes. I think this is my last run. I got one more. Other fluids. There's lots of other fluids. You got blood and other fluids. This is a family-friendly show. This is not a family-friendly show. It's sometimes family-friendly. Actually, I disagree. I think it's family-friendly as long as your kids can understand cursing in context, which is what you should attempt to teach your children anyway. Yeah, so if your children have an understanding of cursing in context, then it's definitely family-friendly. But if you're below the age of 13, you probably shouldn't watch the show. Yeah, it's PG-13. Are you helping someone farm tokens? Me. I'm helping me farm tokens, so I can have tokens. And whoever doesn't get sick of the site gets to stay and clean up. Absolutely. Server. Kill anyone. If you're below the age of 13, you probably shouldn't be on Twitch. Correct. Which I find interesting. I don't know what the correct answer is when it comes to, like, visibility of media on YouTube, which is another one of the reasons why I think I should never, ever, ever have children, because I don't understand how to be responsible as a human being or a content creator. But, like, I think about it all the time of, like, you know, when I was growing up, the internet was such a weird digital medium, and most of the places that you would go to find stuff on the internet was, like, weird forums or just, like, strange animations that people would post on different websites, like visiting, you know, newgrounds.com in the early 2000s and stuff. And so, yeah. It's just weird. Yeah. Doing another run. Just chilling. There's YouTube Kids for a reason or something? Yeah, but lots of weird stuff can make it onto YouTube Kids. No worries. Oh, did I go in early? No, I did not.
Inquisitor Noman waits for you.
18 plus listens to music? Yeah, I have not been on the website since like 2002, but or 2003. But that's an old website. And I'm using the tokens to reincarnate. You use tokens of the 12 to buy Hearts of Wood, so I can reincarnate. Using a project. Yeah, that makes sense.
However, there may be more of them.
Understand that kid should be kept
Press on.
be kept from anything computer related. Well, again, it's a difficult situation where like if you aren't computer literate, like when I was a kid, my parents just weren't computer literate. So when I went on the computer, I went on all sorts of crazy places and found all sorts of stuff, right? And so, whether that was a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. I think that it is important to take an interest in what it is your kids are doing and do some monitoring and have conversations with them. The problem is a lot of people who are grown-ups don't want to have mature conversations with their children about the things that they look at and see on the internet, which is like a weird problem. I understand why, because having conversations with your children about weird topics, like, you saw this on the internet? Okay, let me talk to you about this. That's hard, but yeah. This guy is staying a cap for a while. I'm doing it for an ult. That's why I wanted this character to be a cap for a while. Look how fast I'm farming this quest. Isn't this sick? I'm like not even looking at the screen. I'm looking at my chat right now. But all the people that watch Fortnite, all the children, I don't know. It's one of those things where like it's the don't ask policy that a lot of these companies have around children, where it's like, well, we don't ask somebody if they are a child, and therefore, if children watch this content, it is not our responsibility, because we don't know. But they know. They all know.
A dank chill.
It was a short class, yeah.
A woman's voice drifts up from somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I don't think you should monitor your kids all the time, but what I think you should do is you should always be engaged in what your kids are doing. So there should be a situation where, like, you know, you sit your kid on VR chat. You don't have to sit with them all the time, every time they play it. What you do need to do is be like, oh, what did you do today? Oh, you used the VR chat thing? Cool. Tell me about that. What did you do? Or maybe use it yourself so you know what it is a little bit, so you can then engage with your kid, and they can tell you a story and be like, oh, well, I did this thing, and you, as a parent, can be like, oh, this sounds kind of predatory. But you don't say that, you just think that, and you be like, okay, tell me more about this thing that you saw, and then you can verify for yourself. But it's all about taking an active interest. People that are disinterested with any of the interests of their kids, that's where the disconnect comes in. Because if you know nothing about it, you don't even know what questions to ask. Then you get scared and afraid, so you limit everything, which makes your kid just go straight up behind your back to get back to all this information, and it doesn't work. Yeah, exactly. Like, telling somebody that they can't do something is not how you stop somebody from doing something. It's how you make it so people really want to do something. You are no longer allowed to play computer games. Great. So now they're going to try to find a friend to play computer games with. Or they're going to be like, okay, I'm going for a walk, I'm going to play with my friends, and they're literally going to like a McDonald's to go on a phone to use the Wi-Fi, or like they